I'm Angie Gensler, and I blog over at angiegensler.com. And it's a social media and digital marketing blog where I just teach small business owners how to grow their business. And and really I teach them how to do it in simple ways without the hustle because I see so many people just killing themselves and hustling their butts off and losing sleep and missing out on time with their family. And I'm very passionate about it can be done with balance and with ease, and it doesn't have to be done killing yourself in the process. So, a big part of what I do is to create resources that actually help kind of save that time and make things more easy and more efficient for small business owners.
So how did you start that? Because a lot of people don't grow up thinking I'm going to be like a social media business entrepreneur. So how did you come to that?
Yep. So I worked in corporate marketing for years,
Mm.
and I was the marketing leader for a big $150 million company. And so I managed the social media for them for years. And it's funny because when I started, it was an HVAC company. They sell commercial HVAC, like huge rooftop units, not very sexy. You
Yeah.
know, there's really nothing like really exciting to post on social media. But I still, at the time, and this was back in, I think I started in 2009 back then. And I knew that there was a need for social media and that more and more people were jumping on it and more businesses were benefiting from it. And I just had this feeling. I was like, this is really what I want to do. And I think it could benefit the company. And so I started playing around with all the different social media channels. And I was on everything at the time. I mean, I even tried Pinterest for commercial HVAC, which was
Wow.
funny.
Did you get a lot of followers?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Pinterest is amazing. It's actually how I've grown my blog now, but not for certain niches. So, commercial HVAC, not a good fit.
Yes.
But I was playing with everything, dabbling with everything. But I still had all the other pieces of my corporate marketing job to run. I was trying to promote a $150 million business. And so it was kind of out of necessity. I created my first content calendar for social media because every day I would jump on and I think, okay, what am I going to post today? I mean, it's HVAC. This is really boring. I have no freaking clue what to post. And and I would just run out of ideas. And so one day I just thought, okay, what if I put together a calendar and I just give myself prompts and all I have to do is look at the prompt every day and then that'll spark the creativity and it'll get me going. And it was so simple. I mean, it was the most basic, simple thing when I first created it, but it worked like crazy. It worked so well. And I was like, holy cow, like I could fly through my posts and it just made the process really easy. And then each year I just kept improving on it and making it better and better. And so then when I went to go start my blog, I knew that I wanted to help small business owners and I wanted to teach social media because I really loved it. And I thought, if I benefited from this calendar, surely other people could as well. And so it started as just a freebie opt in. And again, it was super basic. It was not even close to what it is today. And people loved it. And I just kept improving upon it and making it better and better. So that's how we got to this point.
Wow. Wow. So how old is the social media calendar right now?
Well, okay, so the version that's out now is it's brand new as in a couple months. So
Oh, wow.
I created this version back in October. So it's unique to 2019. But
Great.
there was a 2018 iteration, a 2017 iteration, and I've been creating these for probably 5 or 6 years.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
they've definitely evolved a lot over the years.
And another thing that you offer is almost the graphic templates too. So I've seen
Hmm.
a lot of people have been purchasing that with the calendar.
Yep.
So tell us about how that came up.
Yeah. Okay. So the image templates, it really started. I wrote this blog post. I might have been 2 years ago that I wrote it, and it was 65 questions to ask on social media to get engagement. Because that's one thing that I've seen throughout all my years of experience is that when you ask a question, and it can be simple. I mean, even the most simple questions get crazy engagement. So if you post something as simple as coffee or tea, people go nuts and they get into this debate about it and they really engage with it. So I created this whole post and it was going really well. And I thought, okay, well, I also know that images increase engagement. So there's a lot of research studies that show that if you post an image along with your text post, it'll increase the engagement by 2.3, 3 times. So I thought, okay, so maybe I'll just create some images to go along with these questions And those went well. So then when I created the 2019 calendar, I thought, how can I make this even easier for business owners? How can I improve upon this and build upon it to just save people even more time? And so then I thought, okay, I have got 52 quotes in here. I'll design images for all those quotes. I've got 52 questions. I'll design images for those questions. And then there's 46 holidays. So I just looked at the ones that were more of a, because a lot of them are just ideas.
Mhm.
It's just a prompt for an idea. But then there's a number of posts in the calendar where I kind of do tell you, here's exactly what you post. And so I thought, well, I'll just create images to go with every single one of those. And now, boom, there's 150 days where now small business owners don't have to think about a thing.
Yeah,
And all
and
they have to do is add
it's
your logo and you're good to
beautiful.
go.
Yeah, yeah, that is amazing. Now, what are some of the other things that you're offering? So you have your blog, you have your posts, and then you have your calendar. Anything else?
Yeah. So then my other thing is I teach Pinterest marketing.
Pinterest,
Yep.
yes. So I'm in the world of therapy. I work with a lot of therapists. Now, can therapists use Pinterest?
So I would say if a therapist is strictly local, they have a
Mhm.
very local practice, I don't think that Pinterest is probably going to be the best place to put their time.
Mhm.
Particularly, I feel very strongly that as a small business owner, you should really focus on one channel and put all your time and effort in that. So figure out where your ideal customer is hanging out, where they're engaging and active in, and then focus on that one channel. So with a local practice, I typically don't recommend Pinterest. Now, if you have any therapists in your audience that are trying to build a kind of a nationwide brand, maybe a national following, they want to become an influencer or create info products or courses, that relates to their field, then Pinterest could be a really, really great avenue for them.
And what got you into Pinterest?
Yeah. So when I started my blog, I was still working full time. And I have two really young kids, and I was the breadwinner for our household. My husband was a stay-at-home daddy, and so it was really out of necessity. I had to save time, and I had to find some sort of marketing tactic that I could do in minimal time a week, so I could still be with my family. I could still, perform at my full-time job, and but something that would bring results with minimal time investment and then minimal financial investment as well. Because I knew, like, okay, well, we can go out there and we can do Facebook ads and we can spend hundreds and of thousands of dollars. But at the time, I was brand new and we weren't willing to make that investment. My husband's really good at SEO, but we also knew, okay, well, that takes 6 to 9 months for SEO to start working. I need faster results. So the more I dug into it, the more I realized, like, okay, I think Pinterest could really, get me some great organic traffic. And it worked like crazy. I launched my blog, and it was, I believe, 3 days later after I launched, I got my first email subscriber. And then 10 days later, I had already had 100 email subscribers. Within 30 days, I had 543 email subscribers. It was bonkers. And we were just, my husband and I were like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening? And it was all Pinterest. It was crazy.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Pinterest, I love Pinterest because it's very visual, right? Like you can just
Hmm.
like scroll through and any idea that you want is there. So
Yes.
yeah, I mean it's a great platform. Now you write a blog. How often does your blog come out?
Okay, so it used to be once a week, and then I've been dabbling into YouTube videos. So I also have a pretty active YouTube channel. So if people want to search for me, just search for Angie Gensler, and I create YouTube tutorials out there. So I've kind of pulled back on the written blogging aspect a little bit. I still have some posts that come out every so often. So January, February, I'm hoping to get one a week out.
Okay. So you're doing more of like vlogging with a V. Vlogging.
Yeah, vlogging. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
and I
have
kind
you
of
enjoyed that? The video versus the
yes.
written?
Yes, I have. And at first it was a little scary, but I love the fact, so I'm big on one takes. Like, I do not like taking multiple takes and doing detailed edits. So it's like I love that I can just turn it on in 10 minutes. I'm done. I've got my content, whereas like writing a blog post could take me hours upon hours.
Yeah, and did you have an editor too to send it off to, or you're good with
Um, my husband.
nice?
Yeah, my husband. Yeah, he's kind of my, I guess I could call him like my online business manager. He handles all of that stuff where people typically have to hire VAs to handle all the behind the scenes. He does all that for me, which is awesome.
Wow, and he actually does it for you, not like my partner who says he's gonna do it and then doesn't.
Well, okay, he does say I crack the whip a lot. It's like I am like there'll be times where I'll be like, "What are you doing right now? Like, you gonna go do this thing for me?" And he's just
Mhm.
like, "Jeez, come on."
We even had work orders. I would even have work orders.
I like that idea. I might
Yeah,
take
yeah.
that.
Did you get your work order today?
That's funny. I love it.
Yeah, that was one of the learning experiences in running a business is having people who you love work for you, and that you share the same household with versus people that you can leave and, go away from and, and then come back.
Yep. Yeah, I've definitely had to learn a new communication style with my husband because I think it's like I have a very different communication style when I'm focused and I want to get stuff done. And he's just kind of like, oh my gosh, like calm down.
Yes.
Because he's
Yep.
real laid back. He's real just like, it'll get done. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, I need to know like outcomes and deliverables and what's going on. And you know,
Mhm.
and he'll have some random idea and I'll say, okay, put together a plan. Give me a plan. Give me a proposal.
Yeah. I s This weekend, every time we got an affiliate for the calendar, I would, like, announce it to my husband, and eventually he's like, "Oh my god, when is this thing gonna end?"
That's hilarious. Were you like, hopefully never?
I was like, "Never!" He was like, "Oh." So now we started selling, pre-selling my course, so that's, like, the new thing that's in the household, like, "The
Nice.
pre-sale, we sold 1." He was like, "Oh my god."
That's so funny. I know
Yeah.
it's funny. I always celebrate like every time I get an email for something like a course sale, I'm like, woohoo! And
Mhm.
he keeps asking me, he's like, when is that ever gonna get old? And I'm like, it's never gonna get old. Like,
No, no, not at all. And I think that, like, that's where things are starting to go too, is like a lot of this passive income. Like you put a lot of work up front and then just set it and let it go for you later on too. And it
yep.
sounds like you're teaching a lot of people through your programs how to do that, like to set it up and let it go.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, because I'm really passionate about it's like there are there are other ways to make money besides hustling your butt off, all day, every day. And, I definitely grew up in a household where you get paid for the amount of work that you put in, and you work hard and you get paid for that hard work. And I realized when I first started this, like, I was really struggling with that shift in the mindset. And I could almost hear my dad's voice in my head, like, saying, like, what you're doing isn't ethical because, like, you're just making this money just randomly while you sleep or it's coming in without you having to put in like insane amounts of effort. Now, don't get me wrong, I've worked extremely hard, and I was working a full-time job while building this and I still work, you know, decent days, but I'm not killing myself. I'm not working 16-hour days like a lot of small business owners are having to do. And so it was that shift of like, okay, I can still make a really good living without having to put in a 16-hour day.
Mhm. And the thing I always think of it is like, yeah, I'm not in the office 16 hours, but my brain's always going.
Yes.
Always, always
Yeah.
working on something. Yeah. Yep. My husband calls me brainstorming Missy because it's just going, going, going all the time.
That's kind of like the entrepreneur's curse, isn't it? It's like you
Hmm.
can never turn it off.
Now, and then I'll come into the office and like, I've got an idea. Or I'll write down in my book thoughts, and then my lady sitter comes in and is like, "What's your thoughts?" For a while, it was a sensory deprivation pod. That was I was stuck on that one for about 2 weeks. Yeah, how can we get one of those? It's like 1,000 pounds of salt, and yeah.
Oh,
So I
cool.
also have somebody who has to rail me in, like, to like, no, you cannot put a sensory deprivation pod on the 3rd floor.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it shall be done eventually, though,
One day.
one day. So, Angie, where can people find more about you?
Yeah, if they head over to angiegensler.com, that's my blog, and I've got some different free resources on there that they can check out. I've got some different cheat sheets and checklists and trainings that they can try out for free and dig through the blog. And then I'm sure you've got an affiliate link too that you can share if they want to check out the calendar.
Yeah, yeah. And um, you have your name as your domain. Nobody else
Mhm.
had that before you?
Nope, luckily. Yep,
Very
I got lucky.
lucky. Yeah. Mhm.
Does someone have yours?
Yes, and they want me to pay $600 for it, and I refuse.
Oh,
I
you're like, that's
refuse.
my name. I
Yes.
have to pay for that.
But I'm Miss Melissa Da Silva, so,
Okay,
I
great.
I got that, so that counts.
Yep, nice.
So, well, thank you so much, Angie, for meeting with us today. And I hope more people really tap into the resources that you have because I think that they're excellent for therapists and any small business owner.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.